In December 2022, we packed up our life with a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old, guided by nothing but a deep feeling that our family needed a different kind of rhythm. Over the next year, we explored parts of Central America, Europe, the Middle East, and North and Southeast Asia in search of more presence, connection, and a way of living that's more aligned with our values. This is a story of what led us to choose a different path, of the why behind our journey.
Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're new, we're so glad you're here. Today we're kicking off a new video series all about our family's travel gap year, why we did it, how it was traveling with a baby and a toddler, why we stopped, and why we decided to leave again.
This is the first of 5 videos, and we're going to share our honest experiences, our highs and lows, and what we learned along the way.
We'll be releasing this series alongside our usual content, like luxury family hotel reviews and travel tips for exploring the world with young kids.
So if you're dreaming of a life of more connection, adventure, and meaning, you found the right place.
Okay, let's rewind to December 6, 2022, the day that we left for our family's travel gap year with a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. Just a couple months earlier, we had just sold our house and we were living out of suitcases between family homes and hotels until the day that we left. We were really searching for more meaning in life together as a family. We didn't want to wait until our kids were old enough to remember before showing them the world. That idea just never made sense to us. We believe that travel shapes our kids, not just in memories, but also in empathy, in mindset, and in how they see the world from the very beginning.
We really wanted a slower rhythm, more time with our kids, and a more intentional way of parenting. We wanted to leave that 9-to-5 lifestyle behind, routines that no longer served us. The life we were living was no longer fitting the dreams we had for our family. So how did this all begin? What pushed us to take a leap and travel for a year with our 2 kids? Honestly, the biggest catalyst was COVID. The world stopped. We weren't able to move freely. We couldn't visit our family, which for us is spread around different continents. The fear of catching COVID and realizing that time is not guaranteed. Like so many people, the pandemic forced us to ask, is this a life that we want to continue living? If something were to happen to us tomorrow, would we be proud of how we spent our time? How much of ourselves we gave to our children, to our dreams, and to each other?
We'd always known that time was precious, but COVID really made us feel that. And that realization hit us even harder because we had our baby girl as well. We were already wrestling with challenges that so many people face, like somebody else caring for your child while you're at work, or in my personal case, my breastfeeding journey. I really wanted to continue breastfeeding my daughter, but because I had to go back to the office and I always spent so much time away from her, it was not sustainable. Even with pumping and being on a schedule and all that, it just didn't work out. So everything felt misaligned. Like we were trying to make traditional life work in a way that just wasn't serving us or our daughter.
But when the world went remote and we started working from home, something shifted. We got a glimpse of what it was like to be in the present, to be there for all the little moments with our daughter. And we started to wonder, do we really want to go back to all of this? To the cubicles and commutes and miss all of this?
And for me personally, that question became very real since I was working in HR for a nonprofit at the time. And a couple months into the pandemic, the nonprofit started offering voluntary layoffs with generous severance packages. And as I was answering questions from employees that were interested or that were considering this package, I suddenly thought to myself like, hey, could this be something for me as well? And on the last day of the offer, I told my boss that I wanted to take the package because I wanted to spend more time at home with our daughter and together as a family. And that was the moment that our path started to change. The first step towards something different, something more intentional, and that really led us to our family's travel gap year.
We took a hard look at our finances, did a full audit of our spending, and we realized, not surprisingly, that our biggest costs were our mortgage, HOA fees, homeowners insurance, and property taxes. In that same summer, our AC broke down, and because it was on the roof of our townhome, the maintenance cost was huge. So we started to ask ourselves, was homeownership really worth it? And honestly, we bought the house on autopilot. We were raised to believe that owning a home means success, and renting is just throwing your money away.
But the numbers didn't lie. We were living in Los Angeles County, a high cost of living area, and more of our mortgage was going towards interest and equity. So it really was a wake-up call. And about a year later, we got pregnant with our second daughter. And while I was pregnant, I got COVID and a cough that lasted for months. And the cough was really harsh and severe, and it really got me worried, especially for my baby. And so I was trying to see a doctor for my cough, but because I had a cough, nobody wanted to see me in person. And even though I was testing negative for COVID at the time, they still were not willing to see me. And so their only response was for me to go to the ER. But because I was pregnant and high risk, they said it was likely that I would be admitted, and because of COVID, no family members would be allowed. So I wanted to avoid that at all costs. But I really felt defeated by the healthcare system. And it made me ask, is this really the best place for us to raise our family? Luckily, a good friend of mine recommended an acupuncturist who was willing to treat me in person, which made a huge difference. But that whole period left a deep mark and I was emotionally drained, and my husband saw that too. And during that time, we had a lot of conversations about the life that we were building and whether or not this was the life that we really wanted.
After our second daughter was born and we were adjusting to the life of two little kids, we really wanted to spend more time together. I was a social worker, so I was on the road a lot, and my paid time off was very limited. And any time I did have off, we would mostly use to spend with family. We didn't really use it to rest or explore or just be together. So we started to ask ourselves, what if we took a year off to travel as a family? Not a vacation, but a time to reconnect, to breathe, and explore the world with our kids. The more we talked about it, the more real the idea became. But more than anything, our biggest inspiration has always been our kids. Yes, we wanted to travel for us too, but even more because it's how we want to raise our children. We want them to learn through experience, through culture, food, language, and connection. We believe this kind of exposure teaches them curiosity, empathy, and respect. That it helps shape them into kind people, people who see our world's differences with fascination, not fear. And this isn't the only way to raise children, but it's something that aligns more with us.
Values like time, presence, freedom, and connection are values that we really care about, and traveling the world together as a family is the most powerful way for us to live those values out loud. Once we realized that this dream could actually become a reality, we started taking action. And first we started signing up for credit cards that would help fund our journey. If you've seen our hotel reviews, you know that we like to use points and miles to book our flights and accommodations. That strategy made a huge difference for us, and we came up with a system that worked really well for our family. And next came a much bigger decision, selling our house. We explored different options, such as renting our place, but we quickly realized that we did not have any desire to become landlords, and holding onto the house really felt like a weight to us. So we decided to sell it. And let me be clear, this was in no way easy or smooth. There was a lot of stress, uncertainty, and we also had to deal with judgment from people that are close to us who just didn't understand why we would walk away from stability. And if you're thinking of making a big life change like this, just remember, stay anchored to your why. This is about your family, your values, and the kind of life that you want to live. But yes, it is hard, and it was hard for us too. But not once did we look back and think, oh, we should have listened to them, we should have never taken the trip. If anything, sometimes we wish we'd kept going longer. And we'll talk more about this in a future video.
After we sold the house, we were kind of in a limbo phase, splitting time in between staying with family and staying at hotels while I finished work. And we were also trying to achieve Hyatt Globalist status, which we knew would save us a lot of money and be more convenient for family travel. And then finally the day came, and we felt it all. Fear, excitement, grief, joy, saying goodbye to friends and family, leaving the structure and routine we always had, and living the normal life, giving up my job that I almost had for 10 years. We boarded the plane with our 3-year-old and 10-month-old, and we started our traveling year.
And looking back, it was one of the best decisions we've ever made. Was it hard? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Also yes. In our next video, we're going to cover what it was really like to travel full-time with a baby and a toddler, the challenges, the surprises, and the moments that made it all worth it.
So if you're dreaming of doing something similar, or you just want to follow along with our journey, please subscribe and hit that bell, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.